Today we'll be discussing about the branch hazard or the control hazard. This is also known as the instruction hazard. Earlier we have discussed that hazard is any reason for which the stall occurs. Stall are the idle periods in the pipeline. There are three different reasons for which the pipeline stalls. One is the structural hazard. The structural hazard occurs due to the unavailability of the resources at the time it is expected in the pipeline. Second one is the data hazard, which occurs due to unavailability of the operands or data at the time it is expected in the pipeline. And the third one is the instruction hazard or the branch hazard, known as the control hazard, which occurs due to the unavailability of the instructions at the time it is expected in the pipeline. If an instruction is not available at the time we expect in the pipeline, we say the instruction hazard has occurred. The instruction hazards occur due to the branch instructions. The branch instructions may cause the pipeline to stall. The stall may occur because of this branch instruction. The time lost as a result of branch instruction is often referred to as branch penalty. This is called branch penalty because the penalty because of the branch instructions only. The time lost as a result of branch instruction is often referred to as branch penalty. So for longer pipeline, the branch penalty may be higher. That means if for a pipeline, for a 5 deep pipeline, if the branch penalty is 2, or a 10 deep pipeline or more deep pipeline, the branch penalty may be more. And these branch instructions are of two types, maybe conditional branches or unconditional branches. The unconditional branches like go to statements, or maybe due to conditional branches like if, switch, the loops, maybe. Let's take an example for better understanding of this branch hazard. We have the instruction 1, which fetch in first clock cycle, decode in the second clock cycle, execute in third, memory operation in the fourth, and write back in the fifth clock cycle. And instruction 2 is supposed to is a branch instruction. Assume that instruction 2 is a branch instruction. For example, if I say if A equals to 5, then do something, else do something. As you know that as it is a conditional branch instruction, either the if part or the else part will be executed, not both the parts. So after instruction 2, maybe the instruction 3 will execute, or the else part, which is let it is there in the instruction 10 will be executed. And that instruction 10 we are saying as the instruction target. Either the instruction 3 or the instruction target will execute based on the condition. So what is the condition over here? If A equals to 5, then do something. So A equals to 5 comparison will be done in which stage? Will be done in the execution stage. So instruction 2 has gone to the fetch, decode, and execute in the fourth clock cycle. So after completion of the fourth clock cycle only, we could able to know that whether the instruction 3 is going to be executed or the instruction 10 or the target will be going to be executed over here. When the instruction 2 is in the execution stage, in the meantime, instruction 3 has fetched and decoded, and the instruction 4 is also there in the fourth clock cycle 4 in the fetch stage. As the instruction 2 in the execution, 3 is in decode, 4 is in fetch. If after completion of the execution, the result comes out to be false, that means if A equals to 5 is false, A is not equals to 5. In that case, instruction 3 should not execute over here. So after instruction 2, instruction target or instruction 10 has to be executed over here. So these two instructions which are eventually fetched and decoded need to be discarded. These two are no longer required. And we will go on fetching the target instruction. So, but there are some clock cycle wasted. These two clock cycles are wasted because of this instruction 3 and instruction 4. So the penalty occur because of this instruction, because of this branch instructions only. Therefore, it is called the branch penalty. So two clock cycle penalty occur because of these branch instructions. The resources was available, the operands were available, but the instruction was not available at the time it is expected in the pipeline. We are expecting this instruction target after instruction 2, but instruction 3 was that time. So this 2 needs to be discarded. This is the branch penalty over here. Now, how to handle this branch penalty? How to reduce this branch penalty over here? To get the correct result, there are some methods being used for handling the branch penalty. For reducing the branch penalty, one of the simplest scheme to handle is to freeze or flush the pipeline, holding or deleting an instruction after the branch until the branch destination is known. Unless we know the branch destination, if any instruction is there in the pipeline, we'll freeze or flush it. Either we'll stop it, or if any instruction is fetched, we'll flush it. If we know that is a branch instruction, we'll not allow any other instructions to be there in the pipeline. We'll stop it over there. If any instruction is fetched, then also we'll delete those instructions or flush out those instructions. But doing so will have more cost to the pipeline, because the pipeline will not continue unless the branch target is known or the execution stage is over. So there is an alternative solution for the same. A higher performance but slightly more complex scheme is to treat every branch as not taken, simply allowing the hardware to continue as if the branch were not executed. A slightly more complex scheme is that what we'll do, we'll assume that branch is not taken. Now question is that what do you mean by branch is taken or branch is not taken? If the condition satisfies, for example, if A equals to 5, if the condition satisfies, the instruction 3 will execute. That means instruction 1, then instruction 2, then instruction 3, 4, branch is, the instructions are executed in a sequence, branch doesn't take place. Branch means the control will transfer to some other location, not in a sequence. If the instruction 3, 4, 5 executed after instruction 2, the branch doesn't take place. But however, after instruction 2, if the condition doesn't satisfy, the control will transfer to some other location, maybe instruction target. In that case, the branch occurs, or we say branch is taken. We say branch is taken. That means if the control transfers, then we say branch is taken. If the control doesn't transfer and execute in a sequence, we say branch is not taken. So assuming that branch is not taken, we'll go on fetching some instructions like you have done in this case. Instruction 3 and 4 are fetched, assuming that instruction 2 is true. Now we have some advantages over here. If the condition is eventually found to be true, then 3 and 4 are in correct sequence. We do not have to discard these instructions. Therefore, we have, maybe this requires a slightly more complex scheme, but we have some advantages over here. So the second method says that we'll assume every branch as not taken, simply allowing the hardware to continue as if the branch were not executed. The third one does the same thing, but this is an alternative approach, but it will treat every branch as taken. That means it will assume that after the execution stage, it will, after instruction 2, the instruction target will come. Always the else part will be executed. Assuming that, it should continue. But it is found that the third scheme is not so effective. Out of these 3 schemes, second one is found to be effective one. These are the fundamental scheme of handling the control hazard. However, there are various other schemes or reducing the data hazard. Like instruction queuing and prefetching, reordering of the instructions, there are various other schemes are there. So here we have in the pipeline, we have read the basics of pipelining, the concepts of the pipelining with how the pipeline is related to the number of stages, different hazards that may occur, and what are the fundamental way of handling these hazards.